Yesterday, I had posted a video talking about how a ton of good glitches from Modern Warfare Zombies got patched with the release of the Season 1 Reloaded. But the good news is that most of them have after patches, and in this video, I'm going to show you guys how to quad pap the wonder weapons with the after patch method. And shout out to Serial Glitchers, they're the ones that figured this out. I'll have a link to their channel down in the description. Definitely go check those guys out. The reason why you would want to quad pap a wonder weapon is because if you do it to the Wonderwaff, this thing is insanely powerful. Like, we took out the Red Worm in 22 seconds. And I believe this is the most powerful weapon you can have in the Red Worm boss fight currently. I do want to go in and try this with the new Warlord. I'm not sure how that would work out, but it seems like it might be a good weapon to bring in. The new method is a little bit trickier because it requires some very specific timing, and you do have to bring someone in with you to help. The first method was really easy. The hardest part was getting a Juggernaut. You got a Juggernaut and you got a Wonder Weapon, and you threw down your weapons, got into the Juggernaut, and when you came out of the Juggernaut, it would give you a duplicated version of the Wonder Weapon you were holding, but it would strip its rarity, and it allowed you to put a legendary tool on it to double its damage. And this worked for all 4 Wonder Weapons, but seemed to be most useful for like the Wonderwaff and the Ray Gun, and for some instances the VR11. I wanted to know what is the difference between like the Wonderwaff and the Ray Gun, quad papped and not quad papped. So I went into the red zone and did some comparison, and I'll show you guys that at the end of the video. The new method, you still need a Juggernaut, but this time you need to have someone else throw it down because there is some very specific timing involved. You have to have a longer capturing time. If you throw down the Juggernaut, then you just zip right into it and you have no time to do what you need to do. But when someone else throws it down, it makes it so much slower and it gives you that time you need. Also, there's something specific you need to do with your weapon arrangement in your menus. You need to have just whatever weapon in the left slot, and you want to have the wonder weapon that you want to quad pap in the right slot. I think I've seen people doing it with the wonder weapon in the left slot, but for Tag 935 and I, we tried for a very long time and could not get it to work, but it worked every time when the wonder weapon was in the right slot. So once you have your weapons set up, all you're going to do is get into the Juggernaut. You're going to hold to capture, but you're going to open up the menu and drop the weapon in the left slot at the last second. This timing could be difficult for some people to hit. It may take you many tries to get it, but like any glitch, you do get better with it as you do it. And for some people, it might be really easy. You might get it first try. I got it pretty early and I was able to do it like twice in a row back to back. So if you were able to get the timing right and you were able to throw your weapon down, then when the Juggernaut finishes, you should have the wonder weapon in your hand and it will be stripped of its rarity. All you do now is just put on a legendary tool, and then you can quad pap it with a crystal or throw it into the Pack-a-Punch machine. There's one thing you don't want to do because it will mess up the glitch, and I'll show you guys that in just a moment. But right here, I've got the legendary tool on it. I've put a crystal on it, so this thing is quad papped and it is maxed out on the damage it will do. One question I had is, can you do this again to the same wonder weapon and make it even more powerful? And the answer is yes, you can do it again to the same wonder weapon, but it does not make it more powerful. Right here, I've got the weapons in the right order. I've got whatever weapon in the left slot, and then the wonder weapon that I want to quad pap in the right spot, but this one is already quad papped. So Tag 935 throws down a Juggernaut for me, and this time, yeah, I'm doing it with a weapon that's already quad papped to show you that it can already have all this stuff on it and it will still work. Like, you can already have this triple papped or quad papped. Now, you're not going to want to do this. There's no reason for it, but I wanted to show you that even if this thing was like triple papped already, it's going to work. It doesn't matter if it's pack-a-punched or not pack-a-punched. So I went to capture the Juggernaut, opened the menu, and dropped my Tonfa on the ground that was in the left slot at the very, very last second. Right here, I came out of the Juggernaut, and yeah, the quad papped ray gun was stripped again of its rarity. You can put on another tool. Again, you're not going to want to do that, but I'm just showing you that it can be done twice and probably more, but you're wasting your time if you try to do it. We are still trying to see if there's a method for putting on more than one tool. Like, if we could just stack on a ton of legendary tools onto one weapon and just make this super epic weapon. Yeah, that would be amazing. We're still working on it. I don't know if it'll ever happen. There are 2 things you cannot do with this glitch. If you come out of the Juggernaut and you're holding the wonder weapon and it's stripped of its rarity, if you pick up another weapon weapon, like the one you threw on the ground, or drop that weapon, it will reset that rarity back onto the weapon, and it won't allow you to put on that extra legendary tool. Right here, I'm quad papping the Scorcher, and it came out of the Juggernaut. It gave me the Scorcher. It stripped its rarity, so that worked, but I went and picked up the ray gun, and when I did that, it switched to the ray gun, and when I switched back, the Scorcher's rarity was put back on it. And I lost that option for it being stripped and being able to put a tool on it to quad pap it. Another thing you might want to be careful with is if you take these weapons into the Dark Ethers, or if you go into story missions, it might actually remove the weapon from your hand. I tried taking a quad papped Wunderwaffe into the Dark Ether. I was super excited about it, and yeah, when I got in there, I had only fists. So if you want to take one in, you got to do the glitch after you get in there, but that sounds like a real pain in the ass. And just to show you that this is really tough to do solo, I went in and got a ton of Juggernauts and spent the entire game trying to hit that timing, and I just couldn't. Like, that capture bar is so fast. I had no time to get into the menu and drop that first weapon. You can't open your rucksack to drop the weapon until you've already started capturing the Juggernaut, so that's the problem. If you could already have this menu open and then capture, yeah, this would work. Some of you guys might be super fast and be able to do it. You could even maybe make a macro. That might work, but otherwise it's gonna be too tough. One thing I was wanting to know is how much better are these quad pap wonder weapons? I know the Wunderwaffe in the Red Worm boss fight absolutely melts, but what if you were just to do the ray gun in the red zone or the Wunderwaffe in the red zone? Like, how does it compare to just a regular tier 3 pap and then this glitched out quad pap? So a quad pap glitched out ray gun in the red zone is a one hit on regular zombies. Like, it just obliterates them. And then the armored zombies, it takes 2 shots. So normal zombies, 1 shot, armored zombies, 2 shots. So right here's an armored zombie. Yeah, you can see it's 2 shots on that guy. Yeah, it's pretty strong. Then I went in with a not glitched out ray gun and just triple papped. And it is a 2 shot for zombies and a 3 shot for armored zombies. So it takes an extra shot. You're just making crawlers with it at this point. And yeah, it's not insta-killing them. I tested both versions of the ray gun on the Disciples, and a quad-papped, glitched-out ray gun is about a 4 shot for the Disciples, and then a regular ray gun, not quad-papped, is around 8 shots. So it just seems like, yeah, it doubles the damage of the ray gun. I did try the quad-papped, glitched-out ray gun on the Mega Abominations, just a regular one, not a contract, and I liked it. I just waited for him to shoot his lasers because that's when he's most vulnerable, and it seems to be easier to take out a head. If you have legendary armor on, you can just stand here and take this abuse from these lasers and just fire at the heads, and you can take them out pretty rapidly. So yeah, I would use a ray gun in this case. I wouldn't, however, go through all this trouble and take a ray gun into the Red Worm boss fight. Like, wasn't really feeling it, not seeing the power that I was with the Wunderwaffe. Yeah, don't waste your time with this. I mean, if it's all you got, it's all you got, but wasn't one of my favorites. Next, I tested the Wunderwaffe, just regular triple papped, versus a quad pap glitched out Wunderwaffe on regular zombies in the tier 3 zone. This footage is me shooting them at the same time. You can see the quad pap on the right, like, got rid of all of its health, and then there was still half of a health bar left on the zombie on the left. So yeah, just doubling its damage once again. I tested the quad pap glitched out Wunderwaffe in the red zone on the elites, and this is one of my favorite uses. It one-shots the Disciples, the Manglers, and the Mimics. It's really fun and super powerful. And without it being quad pap glitched out, it's like 2 to 3 shots with these elites, so it's not a huge difference, but I just love that power of just one-shotting those guys. I did test the quad pap glitched out Wunderwaffe on the Megas, and it's like 24 shots. So you have to go through 4 clips to kill a Mega, which isn't that big of a deal, but that reload time is kind of slow. I don't know if I'd go after a Mega with a glitched out Wunderwaffe. For some reason, I couldn't get those heads to pop with the glitched out Wunderwaffe. Like, it just won't affect the heads. And I don't know if that's because the Megas shoot lasers and electricity and they have an electricity element themselves, so they're immune to that. I don't know what's going on. Maybe I'm missing something. Let me know if you guys are able to do it. I was thinking, gosh, if I could just get that Wunderwaffe to affect those heads, man, I would just be able to like kill this thing so fast and blast it, but it seems like body shots is all I'm able to do. But yeah, the quad pap glitched out Wunderwaffe in the Red Worm boss fight is like my favorite thing to do. I will make a video and let you guys know how it works with the new Warlord. Hope you guys enjoyed this, and we'll see you next video.